you need to look at which segment your solution is you're offering. If you come up with a HD IPTV and your customers have 5 megabit, your host, I don't care how good your product is. So what Verismo did is, it looked at, depending on the customer base, it moved its values in terms of what was done in 256 KB, what was done in 1 MB, what was done in 5 MB, based on the customers. And those customers implemented. So Verismo was not in the IPTV end user game. They are in the IPTV technology game. So they are providing a solution as an IPTV to someone. And then the customers then implement it the way they want to implement it in terms of what they are. So.
Hi, Mr. Varun Patel. And my question is basically on the perception of an investor. Let's say there is an idea that is validated and that is producing some revenue, and there is an idea that is like next gen idea, or then it may be in potential idea. So if an investor evaluates two options, then where would you have to put the money? Something is validated and generating money, or something that can generate money in the future?
There is no hard and fast rule like that. No, it depends on what type of money you are looking for, right? So if you're generating the revenue, are you generating the revenue so you are past angel investment, and now you need so when I talk about angel investment, then typical angel investments go from 100K to maybe 2 million. On that where they centralize around 500K. I'm just giving you in general, okay? It may be different equation in India, maybe different equation in US, but that's the amount, right? So if you are generating the revenue, and now we want, why do you need the money? That means you need the money to further develop the product, or you want to do help the distribution. Distribution, right? So then you are really looking for, if you are looking for expansion, you are looking for a VC investment. Angel investment is not going to be sufficient enough, and not only not sufficient enough, you need some other professional help to kind of create a distribution environment of the product that you got, so that you can go globally, right? So it is a different stage of investment, right? First of all, I'm just guessing. I don't know too much about it, about your product or how much revenue you're talking about. But what I'm guessing is your past product validation, your past prototype, you are now into some customership and you're generating some revenue, right? And you want to expand your distribution channels. So to do that, you need some professional investments in the company. That's what you look for.
Hello, sir. First of all, thanks a ton for being such an overwhelming source of knowledge for us today. Sir, my question is simple. When you say it's, there has to be a right time, you have to be there at the right time, right, in right place also. It's incredible how you explained the concept of Pug has moved and Pug is there or here. My question is simple. Where is Pug today? From the perspective of one, if I'm making a product or a service for an Indian customer or a global product as a whole. Thank you.
See, I won't be able to give you any intelligent and educated guess with respect to the Indian customer, because I'm not that deeply familiar with the Indian market for me to make comment on what will work here, what won't. I think there may be other people in the audience that may have much more knowledge about that. I always have concentrated on the global scenario, and the reason is because that's where Silicon Valley thrives on, that's where Silicon Valley investments are, that circle that I move around. So I'm only familiar with that concept. So I can somewhat intelligently talk about that, but I won't go talk about the Indian segment as such, right?
Okay, answer that question from the perspective of global product.
Yeah, so from the global point of view, where things are moving at this stage are really in the social media is where a big push that has been going on. Second push from the global perspective, where US and the Silicon Valley is investing, is in the green energy segments. Green energy, IT related to green energy. That's fine. It's not green energy meaning you have to go create solar panels. That's not what I mean. anything to do in terms of the energy conservation, energy expansion, and the things that go with it. Okay, so there are investments being made in that particular segment. They are coming up, and third area is general healthcare related to social media. So the companies who are now combining the social media aspects and the healthcare aspects together. And the reason is because, remember I told you that the US segment is getting in a geriatric stage. Those people who are going to geriatric stage, look at their profile. They are educated, they are not afraid of computers. If there are any diseases, they go on the net and search about the diseases, about things, and then they intelligently question doctors. This is what I read. To help me understand what this means, right? So that segment, is very educated segment, and the solutions that people are looking, those people are looking for solutions in that segment. I'll give an example, right? So the oldest equipment doctor uses, that is 100 years old, that has not changed, stethoscope, right? So can you not develop a stethoscope? Now take a look at the technology. 4-inch screens are available. Very high powerful DSPs are available. Look at the phones. Look at the Android with 2 gigahertz processors. Right? DSPs are available. Lot of software is available. Why can't I develop sensors are available? Why can't I develop a stethoscope? That is electronic stethoscope that not only registers my EKG. I'm just giving an example. It registers my EKG, compares my 20-year-old history of EKG, sends my data to the doctor, compares it to the industry standards of whatever the thing is, and remotely sends it and gives me an answer. Right? An application I'm showing you, a product application I'm showing you, as a geriatric, I don't need to go to the doctor. 99% I'm good enough. 98% I'm good enough, right? I could do that. So concepts like that, which are taking some aspect of social media, some aspect of healthcare, and building ideas and products around that, and I don't need FDA approval. I don't need FDA approval for doing this, right? I'm not developing a drug that somebody is injecting. And so these are the kinds of products. I'm just giving an example as a product, but these are the kinds of products that people are looking at. For example.
The last question.
So I basically want to know how to safeguard your grand idea at like 3 different vulnerabilities. One is I have an idea and I'm going and trying to generate funds for it. So many people I have to talk for that. So I'm spreading my idea. Second is, suppose I start executing my idea, then I'm a small shop, but some big company gets to know about it and sees the potential. It can easily outpace me in its implementation. And third is, suppose I am kind of shipping my idea to customers. In a country like India, where the laws are there, first of all, laws are only so slow in getting framed by parliament. But suppose there is a law, like check dishonor law, the courts are so overburdened that the administration of justice is very slow. So even if I have patented my idea and there is some patent infringement, I mean, I don't know when to expect justice in an Indian court. Although the court delivers justice, marvelous, but very slow. So how do I safeguard my idea against all these vulnerabilities?
I think very good question. I think the biggest fear that the 2 things entrepreneurs can't sleep on. One is, or founders can't sleep on. One is somebody will steal my idea, and second is where do I find money? Everything else is doesn't matter. Questions that I see from entrepreneurs is exactly that. Where do I find the money and how do I safeguard my idea? Okay. There is a Chinese saying that says,